Welcome back to another episode of the Rips Podcast.
Hey, we never left, and we're still intoxicated.
Yay!
Yay. Anyway, what were you saying, Kim?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. The made-up color that Isaiah just said, and Kim's, for some reason, backing up. No, hold on. How do you spell this, actually?
C-H-A-R-T.
Okay, hold on. No, I didn't pull up the browser yet. 1 second.
Yeah, you're going a little too fast for him. He's
Okay.
he's like 5 drinks in.
C-H-A-R-T. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got chart.
Chart. R-E-U-S-E.
It sounds French.
Reuse.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse is a liquor. That's what it says here.
It's put chartreuse color.
Color.
Yeah.
No.
Chartreuse.
But no, it's not French. It's actually Dutch.
So what did you say, chartreuse? How would you describe chartreuse again?
Yellow.
It's a yellow-green or a greenish-yellow.
Chartreuse is a yellow-green color that lies between yellow and green.
Exactly. And it's close enough to green that I can say that the color combination of it and the other one is green and pink.
I just like how the Google AI's like elaboration of chartreuse is it is yellow-green color that lies between yellow and green, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing else. Okay. So chartreuse that's what they call your paddle, right? And we had pink, obviously. That if I'm looking at this doesn't help because like if I go to images, there's like different shades of chartreuse. I would call that like it's like a highlighter yellow almost, but I could see green sometimes, you know.
I guess I'm looking at it right now. It's I see less green and a little more mustard.
Really? I don't see mustard. I think that's too. You know what? To be fair, I also have like a nightlight on.
Well,
So.
I don't see yellow mustard. I see Dijon mustard.
Okay, I'm gonna Google Dijon mustard. Oh, I lost the tab.
How do you spell that?
How do you spell Dijon?
Dijon.
That's. Sorry. Dijon mustard. Okay, I do not see the Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard is
looking at it now, I'm like, okay, never mind. Maybe.
Dijon. I don't think that's what you meant. Okay, before I searched it, I just typed Dijon and that was it. And it says Dijon is a city in eastern France. You see a lot of culture in this color, Isaiah.
Yeah, I'm a cultured guy.
It is French. Chartreuse.
Oh, okay.
It's a French liqueur.
Yeah.
It's pronounced liqueur.
Liqueur. It was named because of its resemblance to the French liqueur green chartreuse. Chartreuse. Introduced in 1764. See, Google says it's green.
Google says it's yellow-green for me.
Well, guess Google says it's yellow-green.
Oh wait. Are you talking about the liquor or the actual color?
Well, the liquor is green.
Okay, because because it says chartreuse refers to both. The liquor produced by Carthusian monks comes in green and yellow varieties, with green chartreuse being the flagship. Oh, okay.
I think chartreuse is just like yellow with a bit of green mixed into it, which makes it green enough for me to call it a little green.
You say Google says something, but Google didn't see my paddle.
I saw the paddle, and
and you're wrong.
I think it looks like the Google chartreuse color. So.
See, now that I believe that this color exists, I need to see if red is actually my favorite color, or if it's some other long name.
The crimson.
Colors that are close to red.
Yeah, I looked up
shades of
this.
red.
I looked up my paddles, and I'm looking at the yellow again. And I'm like, yeah, I don't even see chartreuse anymore. I just see yellow.
Hey man, maybe that LASIK's starting to wear off.
Or off, that should only happen after 2 decades, not freaking half a year.
Ooh, okay. There are a lot of reds. Oh,
Yeah.
well, Isaiah's favorite color is purple.
Yeah, it is.
That's why he's purple in every thumbnail except for the first one. So sorry.
I am?
In the first thumbnail, you're not purple.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice you were putting that for the others.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you are in all of them. I mean, to be granted, some of the thumbnails with guests are just the guests. There's no like us in them. Okay.
What was Sean's thumbnail?
Sean's is weird actually. That was a bad one, but I just didn't want to keep asking AI to make a new thumbnail. But yeah, Kim, every thumbnail that's for the podcast is just generated by AI, and it takes like 20 tries to get it like good. For Sean's thumbnail, it's like claymation. It's like clay style, and it's just a random photo of like a ginger clay man, and some. It's just some like ginger clay man in the background. There's like some swimming sperm.
Oh god.
Because we were.
Yeah, I didn't get the style choice of that. You really freaking threw me off with the episode 4, the Certified Booze Cruisers.
Oh yeah.
You made me look like a creepy version of the penguin.
Yeah, I put Meat Canyon style for that one just to see how it would look, and it looked really funny. So I didn't want to lose it, so I just put that one.
Then like for Jamal's, you made him look like a gay black elf. So
yeah, I don't know why his ear looks like that, but besides elf. The ear, yeah, it looks pretty like spot on, I'd say. You can't really mess up Jamal, I don't think.
Oh, his face, I think his chin comes down to too sharp of a point. But and then in the last episode, why'd you make me have such slick back hair with a freaking? Is that a goatee?
Okay, I need to. The last episode that came out.
Yes, the button mashers and memory crashes.
Oh, I don't know why it looks like that. I just take when it's just me and you, I take like the previous description I put and I just modify the theme of it. That's all I do. And for some reason, when it does you, dude, look at me. That doesn't look like me either. That looks like a young Omni-Man.
Okay, yeah, but no, not really. But looking at your other ones, there's at least consistency. With me, I swear it switches up every time.
You're really hard to get, okay? Sometimes you don't look Mexican, okay?
You don't... Are you just putting in, like, oh, make a Mexican for me?
I will, you know what? I'm gonna pull up the logs right now. I'm gonna pull up on Gemini what I type in for you.
Please do.
Create a pixel-style thumbnail. Make the banner have 2 guys on it. One must have a Mexican guy with a big nose, a black chin strap, beard chin, short black hair, small eyes, and wearing purple. That's what I put for you.
Why'd you have to put small eyes?
You have small eyes. Either way, you have bigger eyes in this thumbnail than me, and it still didn't work. But the first thing I put is Mexican guy. I always preface Mexican guy. I even capitalize it, even though that doesn't do anything.
I'm not even that typically Mexican. Now I'm curious to see what Kim's gonna look like.
I was about to say, what do you think your description of me is gonna be like?
Little fairy with piercing blue eyes.
You know what? This episode is just gonna be creating the last episode. Create. Okay, I'm not gonna do this now. I can barely see my keyboard.
Oh my god!
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'll just do this tomorrow though when I have free time. I'm winded from work.
You know what? You're
Fair.
right. We need to. Right now, we got to prioritize learning more about Kim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
You know, okay, earlier, me, Kim, and Jamal were talking about different parenting styles, which was it was an odd subject that I don't know how that got brought up, but yeah,
Either.
Kim seemed to want to go a more gentle parenting approach, which makes sense in a lot of situations, but um, she does not want to lay a hand on her children to harm them in any way. And I mostly agree with that. But me and Jamal were like, there are situations where we think the best way for a kid to learn is by beating their ass.
You know
She
what?
disagrees.
That because some cultures are different, right? Like when it comes to like Eastern cultures, like Asians and Africans, they're very physical with their children. I would know, trust me. Okay.
True.
Like I'm not saying that if they didn't do that we'd end up worse, but like um sometimes there's just it's all about the environment you're raised. But well, what did you, okay, what did you guys say for like, or like what did, so you said Kim said like no, not being any physical at all. And then Isaiah, you said, what did you say?
Basically, a lot of the points she was bringing up, I agreed with. I just think that there should be exceptions for, like, for when you're really trying to. Basically, if you're gonna do like some sort of punishment like that, it's got to be because something severe happened. The example I came up with was if you see your kid like running across the street without looking both ways, like chasing a ball or something, and you know there's like cars that constantly go through. I think I would grab that kid and beat his ass and be like, with the intention being like, I want them to know that what they did is really, really bad, because it's not a mistake you can come back and learn from. Like,
I would, so for that
other reasons.
scenario, for me personally, I mean, in that scenario, I wouldn't like beat my child, I guess, but I give him like a really big scolding about safety, right, and how acting recklessly can lead to bad consequences, right?
Right.
But but if it's something like I catch my kid like doing something like really horrible, like if I for some reason hear from like a school or something that, or like a principal saying like, yeah, your kid was caught bullying someone, then maybe I would probably like, I'd want to feel like I'd want to beat the kid, just because, I mean, I guess it's to show him like both perspectives. Like, if you're doing this to someone, how do you think it would feel to you, right? I mean, I feel
I
like
guess.
that kind of get through them. At this, I mean, for us, we're all still pretty young to think about that. I don't know. I feel like I have a better idea
That is true.
later in my life, because I mean, right now I still got to get to step one.
Fair.
Me and you, Isaiah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, we're not
I
struggling though. We're chilling.
I can't. Anytime that I think about like hitting my future potential child, like it just makes me really sad. Like I think if I laid any hands on my kids, it would make me want to cry. Like I just like imagining my kid crying because I just like hit them. Like I can't even like the idea of raising a hand to my child at all, and like in any context, just like physical, like to me just gives me this icky feeling that's like it's hard to I don't know. It's hard to explain it with logic because
No,
it just
I get
feels
it because
bad, you know?
I get it because like I have two dogs, two pretty smart, intelligent dogs, and I'm not gonna
Mhm.
compare a child to a dog. I mean, I am, but like I don't mean it literally. But
Mhm.
every now and then, when my dog does something bad, or like maybe the dog doesn't have like the dogs never have like bad intentions, right? But they
Mhm.
know
Mhm.
when to not. They should know when they shouldn't be doing stuff. And my, I have a German Shepherd which I'm pretty sure German Shepherd's like a top 5 smartest breed as well. And I just know him. He's a very smart dog.
Mhm.
Um, if he does something bad, I do see like times when my dad drags him outside and just gives him a little like poke or slap. Um, but
Mhm.
after he does that, I instantly see the regret in the dog's face. He has like his ears back. He puts his ears down. He stares down, gives the puppy eyes, and then he puts him in
Aw.
timeout, right? And then
Mhm.
I think about that, and I think about, okay, if this is a child, um, I mean, I feel bad for the dog, right? But if
Mhm.
this is a child, I would
Yeah.
feel probably worse because it's my blood, right? At the end of the
Mhm.
day. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't like. But it's not also like I'm beating. We're not literally abusing or beating the dog. It's literally just like one little thing.
Yeah.
Um, he's an older guy, so he knows how to catch on to things. And at the same time, he doesn't mean to do it, right? Like when I feel like when kids do something, it's usually out of emotion, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe they're just misled. But when a dog does something, it's always a dog's first thought is always maybe like protecting the family. Um, they could be weary of sudden movements. That's just how a dog thinks, right? Um,
Right.
but I think of my dog as I don't really think of him as a dog sometimes. I think of him as like a close, like almost like a brother or child to me, right? Like he's literally
Yeah.
actually next to me right now, just because it's storming in Dallas and he needs to be with someone.
Oh,
Aw.
I see.
He's really scared. He's actually dreaming right now. He's running in his dream. I can tell. Um, but um, but yeah. But yeah, thinking of a child, like I said, I don't really think about children a lot, but I don't like having a child. But I do feel what you're getting, like saying, like I think I would feel more emotional about doing something to my child, because also children are capable of like holding emotions for long periods, or just people in general, right? They could have like
Mhm.
trauma from when they were
Right.
kids and stuff, and I don't want to do that to my child.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I guess in that regard, Kim, you want to tell them the story about how you were like coaching kids in gymnastics?
Oh my gosh, this was horrible. Um.
Yeah. While you tell them that, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm. So, I used to coach little kids, 3 to 5 year olds, in gymnastics,
Yeah.
and I had this one girl, and she was running. It was the end of the class, and the next class was coming in, so it was time for everybody to leave, get their shoes on, and she starts running around just all over the gym,
Right.
and
hmm She's
so
like
we're
she's
all
like
trying to.
she's a little bit rowdy, or just like
Uh
out
huh.
there. Uh huh.
Yeah, she's one of the older ones, so she knows that she probably shouldn't be doing this, but the whole time she has this huge smile on her face. She's laughing, she's giggling, she thinks it's a fun game, like we're playing tag, and so she keeps running around, and then she starts getting really close to the big floor, which huge no because there's the big kids there, and they don't. They're tumbling. They can't see you coming, and they will just knock a kid out, just straight flat out on the ground.
Mm.
So it's like, don't go over there, big no. And so I'm running around, trying to catch her. Eventually, I go in, I swoop in, and I grab her, and she starts giggling, and I'm like, haha, okay, it's time to calm down, time to go put her shoes back on. And next thing I know, this kid gets ripped out of my arms so aggressively. Like, I could still feel it.
Oh wow.
And she just gets dragged, like, all the way out of, like, the gym area back to where, like, they take their shoes off. And this kid is not walking. She is literally being dragged. And her mom this was her mom doing this, just starts giving her, like, the most aggressive spankings I've, like, ever. and it wasn't like a one and done, like a 1-2. It was like at least like 10 back to back. Just I can still hear like the kid screaming. Like she was just crying, and it was horrible. And I just to think that people do that.
That's the last thing I don't like. I really don't like the idea of like humiliating a child in front of people. You know,
Right?
and doing like my parents, like they were pretty. I had pretty tough parents, but I've never been like slapped or anything in front of the public before, and I think they knew that. They knew that would be a bad look for them. But I mean, I've seen people like give spankings or like scold them in front of people. I mean, on one side it could be like, okay, it's teaching them a lesson, but on the other side it's like you could be looking bad, and also it's too far, right?
Right?
I wouldn't do that. I don't think, unless, I mean, it has to be like a certain like severe scenario where like it could piss me off a lot to where they deserve that. But running around a lot and being happy, that's not really like, I don't think that's worth a spanking. I think that's just more of like a discipline kind of a thing. You don't need to like,
Right?
go through pain for that, right? Because she wasn't like she wasn't intentionally. I mean, maybe she was like trying to have fun, right? But I mean, she probably just didn't know better, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I think she knew that she probably shouldn't be doing that. Like, I think she had that sort of like, yeah, I know that it's time to go, but I don't want to go yet kind of mentality. And the fact that she was laughing the whole time, there was no ill intent there. Like, she wasn't intentionally being like, oh, let me waste these guys' time, let me intentionally be disobedient. Like, it was very much oh, I love running around, I love playing tag, maybe, I don't know, but she was having so much fun.
She's like
and
a free
I was
spirit,
like,
right? Just
yeah. And then her mom just ripped her away and started beating her, and I was like, wow, that's so awesome. And I walked back to the other coaches, and they were like, serves her right, like, yeah, she needed something like that. And I was just like, oh my god,
I don't think she needed that.
I don't think she did. It was kind of a lot.
I feel like when you're a kid, it's like I think sometimes, not every time obviously, but sometimes it should be okay to like let your kid do what they want. I don't know. I feel like restricting them at such a young age makes them more what's the word? Like, I guess feel like they're restricted for their, because when you teach like really strict things at a young age, it'll affect them like long term, and it's really it'll be something to get like rid of in the long term as well if you're taught it at a young age. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in that case, if you're taught to like be I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like when you are really strict on your kids and you put a lot of restraints on them, I feel like that doesn't turn your kids into good kids. That just makes them a lot more deceptive and makes them really good at hiding the bad things that they're doing from you. So they might, to you, look like a good kid, but it's just that they learned how to hide bad sides because you were really aggressive, and like they learned to fear you. And that's something that I don't want. I don't want my kids to be scared of me. I want my kids to be able to come to me if they did do something wrong. Like, I want them to tell me about it so that we can figure it out together. Yeah. Instead of like them trying to hide it and then making things potentially worse, So I don't know.
You ever seen those, like, you've seen like iPad kids, right, in your school? That's like something I'm really afraid of for like my children in the future. Yeah. Just because that's more of a common thing. I mean, on one side it's like, okay, in the future everyone's gonna be on technology, so he's gonna be just like everyone. But at the same time, it's like you're gonna be losing like your normal basic social skills, where it's just talking to someone one-on-one in person.
Right.
I think that's partially like on you. Like, if you just hand your kid an iPad, like, hey, go to town, I don't have time to entertain you yet. That's a little.
That's
That's where
I mean that's
it
true.
goes and leads
That's
into
true, but I'm
that.
talking about like in the future where like most more people are going to be doing like online courses. People are going to be younger people are going to be start using like Snapchat and Instagram and social media and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I'm not saying don't get them accustomed to technology. I'm saying don't let them run free with it. And I
Mhm.
know one thing that I've noticed a difference between like me and like let's say some of my cousins, uh, or even my siblings and my cousins, because my mom, mainly my mom, also my dad, but she was the one that mainly tried to like read to us.
Hmm.
She would try to get us into like books, like of course, just the younger kid books, the picture books, the very big lettered books, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
she kept our attention as well as was able to teach us and actively be entertaining us to a degree without technology.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
then I see some of my other or some of my cousins and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I no, I saw them growing up, kind of being more on technology, and then they aren't as they, I don't want to say not as intelligent. That just sounds bad, but there's some things about them where it's especially grammatically. I mean, take it with a grain of salt coming from me being the freaking grammar Nazi that I somehow came to be. I don't know when that
Mhm.
started or why it started. But it makes me notice a lot of like, yeah, no, some people can't talk very well. Uh Not socially, but just like yeah, grammatically. And I'm like, I wonder how their childhood was. I wonder if they were online a lot instead of, you know,
Yeah.
learning
I mean
or being taught.
like I want my kids to be like I want them to be like outside kids, like always outside playing. Um, I mean, they could play games all the time as well. I mean, that's what I did, right? But I mean, when I say like moving online, it's not like oh they're gonna want to go online. It's more like people around them are gonna be starting to use like online services to communicate more, right? So that's gonna
Mhm.
force them to use like like how we're on Discord right now. If this is 20 years ago, we wouldn't be on Discord, obviously, right? And as the
Yeah,
years
Right.
go on,
Discord didn't exist 20 years ago.
exactly. But as the years go on, it's not like a linear, right curve of technology rising. It's like an exponential curve, right? Every year, technology grows faster and faster. So it could be like 5 years from now when everyone's just suddenly on. I mean, not literally, but like you never know, right? And I'm afraid that like
Mhm.
I don't want them to just be like, oh, I need to go online to I don't know, talk to the president or something. I don't know. I'd rather
They
because
could.
I like having fun, like meeting, talking to people in person. I don't like texting a lot. That's why Jamal always says, "Dude, you're such a dry texter." I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't text all the time. I don't like texting. I like." That's why I tell him I prefer calling all the time. That's what we call a lot, right? And
I
then when
mean,
we're in
yeah, and at least
person,
you
yeah,
you you do back that up by actually calling him. Um, Not like super frequently, but definitely a nice catch up every now and then.
yeah. I
So
mean,
it's not like you're just dodging him.
yeah. And then like when it comes to like, because the other thing like doing stuff behind the screen is like you can hide so many things behind a phone. Like
Mhm.
people can be confrontational behind a phone, but when you meet them in person, they don't say anything, right? They're
Right.
frozen.
Oh,
And then like, in text is
that
even worse. It's like they'll say the worst thing ever, and then you meet them in person, they'll just brush it off like nothing happened. And I hate
Mhm.
that. Every time that doesn't happen a lot with me, but like when it does, I usually just always question it. Like why? I don't forget about it. It's like come on, you said all of this. Just back it up
Mhm.
now. You can't use your
Mhm.
phone all the time to back you up.
no, that's fair. Although I did interpret that slightly differently when you said you could hide a lot behind your phone.
Okay. No,
Um,
no, no, no. Okay. All
Because,
right.
well, because what I meant was like, basically, I'm like, yeah, I'm on this. Dude, we're recording a podcast right now, but I'm on a Discord call. I'm like, it got hot in my room. I'm straight up in my underwear over here. I wouldn't be doing that if we were in person.
Oh, I just woke up my dog. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. So, my dog like does a really loud moan when he's annoyed. It's really human. It's so funny.
I think I know what type you're talking about.
He'll wake up from like a nap, and then he'll look at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and then he'll go, oh, and sleep. It's like, damn.
Wait, you're telling me he does the freaking meme like, oh?
Basically, but I mean, with like he's groaning with his mouth closed. That's basically what he does. That's what he just did. It was so cute, but I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry, I woke you up.
Aw.
He's like telling me to shut the fuck up right now.
I see. But you can't because you're recording an episode of the
Ribs
Ribs podcast. Yeah.
Yalla.
Yeah, with special guest Kim Kimberson.
He probably wants the
AKA
fan art.
Yes, that's me. That's my name. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The name hasn't changed since the last episode.
Nope.
Yep. Okay. That was a good discussion we had.
The Ribs podcast.
Well, we had a good topic last night. We were talking about when I was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, you were sleeping.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I was asleep half the time. Apparently snoring.
We talked about.
I was not doing it.
We talked. Yeah, you were dozing. We were talking about like dreams, ADHD, and there's a third thing I forgot. Something.
Yeah,
in the
Kim
middle.
has both of those.
I have.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we were talking about.
To be fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't claim I like have. I mean, I like talking about the dreams though. We were talking about daydreaming actually. That's what it was as well, and like being distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I have some like pretty vivid daydreams. Like I will fully like disconnect from reality and just be completely in my head thinking of like some random.
Dude,
Either
I do that all the
it'll
time.
be like no, literally, right? It'll be like some random story that I came up with in my head, or maybe I'm thinking about like some conversation that I had before and replaying it and thinking of a potential conversation and how I would say certain things.
I'm gonna raise my hand up. I did that during this call one time. I will not lie. And I did that when I went to go pee.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I've been having whiskey as well, but because I'm getting very
Fair.
well. This is investing now, so I'm not getting distracted as much anymore. But I do like to daydream a lot. I was talking about last night how I Jamal didn't know this, but I pace all the time in my room, in the house as well, and no one knew that. But
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
but I'm also not surprised because I always I make it quiet because I mean I do it here too, and I'm afraid people will question me, when they hear just a bunch of footsteps in my room. So I learned to I adapted to make it quiet footsteps, which I mean I should probably adapt to whenever I lived in the house and when I went down the stairs, because apparently I have the biggest footsteps in the house.
Yes, you freaking do. Especially because you like coming down at Mach speed for some reason.
Hey man, going down the stairs is really fun. Okay.
That's like the best way to go down the stairs.
Yeah, it's
until
it's
you
fun to go down.
take a slightly wrong step and then you just tumbling.
Yeah, well, I'm a pro. No one likes going upstairs. Okay, downstairs is always the way.
I like to make
No, it's not
going
always the way.
upstairs. I like to make going upstairs easier or more mentally easier on my brain by saying, yes, this is a wonderful glute workout. I'm working out the glutes.
Yeah, I usually double step going upstairs just for
Same.
the glutes.
You kind of have to. It's a given.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I talked about my theory of why I have big footsteps. Because I'm not the biggest guy I wasn't the biggest guy at the house. I was the second biggest. Okay, let's get that straight. And the biggest guy can't defend himself here because he's in India, so I can talk shit about him the entire summer, and he can't say shit about it. Well, I'm not going to because I'm a good friend.
Cannot.
But my theory is it's because of marching band. Because in marching band, you have to keep your toe pointing up at all times. So every step always started with your heel, like planting on the ground. And the only times that the drum line would have their heels up are when they like, when I say you won't know what it means, when they crab walk, which is where they basically walk sideways, because everyone else in the band can like turn their hip and walk certain angles, but when you're in the drum line, your drum always has to face forward. It can't face a certain angle, so you have to start like walking like a crab almost, where you go side to side. But it was always a point to where your toe had to face up and your heel would always hit the ground, like be planted on the ground every step. And I think my heels are just permanently planted every time I walk now. That's why I have the biggest footsteps ever.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like, but like, I'm not saying every time I walk I'm marching. But
I'm the opposite, actually. I used to be a bit of a toe walker when I was a kid. I was always walking on my toes. I still do sometimes now, but it made me a really quiet walker. So my roommates get very scared when I walk into the kitchen sometimes, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck? Where'd you come from?"
yeah, that's like our Chick-fil-A guy. Chick-fil-A man. He's I always call him a cat. He's super quiet when he goes down the stairs.
Yeah, it surprises me how loud you and Jamal are even going up the stairs. I'm just like, dang, you're just like stomping your whole foot with every freaking step.
For Jamal, I think it's just because he has big feet. But I don't know if that's really a correlation to his loudness of going up the stairs, down the stairs. But also, Jamal's just a loud person in general.
Yeah, yes he is.
I mean,
This is true.
you know when he's about to leave his room. Big slam. He says Azarath because he thinks he's Raven.
Yeah. It's one of his many tics, ladies and gentlemen, as was addressed a few episodes back.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I used to have tics, actually.
Oh,
For
you told me
a
about
short stint. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just like a lot of vocal tics. Like I would just repeat funny sounding words. But also I twitched. In various ways.
Oh. You didn't tell me that
To
one.
varying degrees. Yeah, I still kind of have some leftover ones. Like my head will like tilt to the side a little. I don't know.
Is a twitch and a tick the same thing?
Well, a tic, I feel like, goes to a more general, like, spontaneous either movement or speech pattern. While, a twitch is, like, physically, or it is physical.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a spasm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure twitches can also be caused by, meatheads trying to play volleyball with us and talking trash. Ain't that right, Kim?
Oh my god. That was so infuriating, and also, I wish that I had said something. I was thinking about it, but I kept psyching myself out. Those specifically the guys, mostly just one guy, was talking so much trash while we were playing volleyball, and it was super uncalled for because it's not like he was that good. Every time that we would make a mistake, he would point it out in some sort of rude or demeaning comment, being like, you know, you should do this or you should do that, like, but like in a rude way. You know, you should, the ball's supposed to go over the net type comments, but like not as a funny joke, but like almost like kind of serious.
Yeah, we don't even know he was trying to be funny because he was not funny in the slightest.
Yeah.
This is why I stopped playing volleyball altogether. Just because of like these try-hard people that were always on campus in the rec playing all the time.
This was not a try-hard person at all. It was
Uh,
literally a dumbass football player
Was he even that
who
good?
No.
no, no,
No.
no, 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 not at all. There was a point where this dude that she's talking about, there was one on my team too who wasn't as annoying, but he was kind of pissing me off because he would just like let a ball go past his face. Because I was behind him, it would just drop in front of me, like, "Oh yeah, that wasn't my ball. It's his." Some shit like that.
Hmm.
But then the one on Kim's side, no, no, on the other side, uh, there was at one point where he was quote unquote serving the ball from essentially the middle of the court on his side,
Hmm.
and when it would just do a little rainbow, and just kind of drop in an awkward position where, I mean, we were also kind of like, is this dude serving from like center field?" Uh, he did it like 5 times before I think I finally
When
like
you say middle of the court, do you mean like
got a
literally
ball.
like not even outside the line, just in the court, like where you play?
Yeah, no, he's not behind the line at all. He
Huh.
he was just like hitting it over like that, and then later on he mentioned he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, dude, I got like 5 points just like serving. Come on, what?" He was like saying he was good, and we're like, "Yeah, that's
Okay, buddy. Sure. Sure.
yeah."
Sure.
I mean, there's no point
That's one
scrapping with
reason.
him, right?
Yeah, that's one thing that I was like, yeah, these dudes, I think they're genuinely dumb. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't want to say anything. I think at some point I might feel bad. And on the other hand, um, they look like they got a little too much testosterone, so they'd probably have some egos about them if I
Yeah.
Hmm.
said shit. And I couldn't take them.
Yeah. At one point, the ball bounced off of the girl in front of me, hit me in the face, right? And then I caught the ball because it just smacked me dead in the face. And this guy goes, "You're not supposed to catch the ball."
Okay, that's
Hello?
infuriating.
Like, no, no. Oh my gosh, are you okay? No, like, does your face hurt? I don't know. Like no acknowledgement of the fact that I had just gotten smacked in the face. It was just a you're not playing the game right.
And luckily for Kim, our other friend let her borrow her shades because otherwise her eyes would be boring through these guys.
Oh my god,
With the death stare she was giving.
Oh.
I cannot hide my facial expressions very well, so I had a very not nice face on.
Hmm.
And it would have been even more not nice if they could see my eyes. But no, I had some nice shades on that were very helpful for my little blue eyes. Um,
Yeah. That goes to show how piercing her stare can be.
Oh yeah,
She needs shades to
she's
cover
like dark side. She freaking those omega beams do not miss.
her. True.
Although I feel kind of like Captain America saying that because I'm just like I get that reference. I very recently learned about the omega beams.
Oh, you didn't know about? Okay, you know what? We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Anyway, but I mean, it ended up being uh, I mean, they ended up leaving, so we played on the court for a bit, and then we mainly I'm using a royal we here, or royal we, because it was mainly me that got extremely sandy, and so we decided we needed to take a dip in the river, the lovely San Marcos River for those of you who have not had the pleasure of dipping your body in there. It's gotten very shallow over the years. It's kind of scary. But anyway, yeah, we splashed around a bit in the water, literally. Um, Kim Kim was pissing me off because I was trying to slowly get in the water, and she was splashing my back, and I was just flinching. Not flinching. I was tensing up so hard. It was very cold. Not used to going in there much, but I did, and I got like 95% of the sand off me until I came home and realized that there was still sand in between my waist and the waistband of the shorts because it was clinging on so damn tightly to my fat ass.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
Yeah, when I got back,
you can't.
I was getting into the shower, and when I took all of my clothes off, there was just like a bunch of sand just fell all over the floor of my bathroom.
I don't like sand anymore.
It's messy.
Actually,
Yeah, I don't think I would have had as much sand on me if Isaiah, you didn't push me straight into the water in the most shallow section of the river that there is.
I mean, to be fair, you gave no resistance whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I'm
This
gonna go
is-
to the bathroom.
All right.
Sorry.
This is fair. I did commit to the bit. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I'm falling."
I definitely expected resistance. That's why. I mean, I also pushed you a little harder than I normally would have if I knew you were gonna just fall back. So,
Yeah.
there was like half a second where I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's not on purpose," but it was obviously, and
A little bit.
I didn't realize all that sand would just come up and
Yeah, no, it was
get on
crazy.
you.
There was sand in many crevices. There was sand in the pockets of my shorts, which was
Oh.
so fun to deal with.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was not very dressed for the occasion, but it was fine. It worked out. I had fun.
Yes, it ended up being fun, but yeah. So, yeah, it had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I still had a good day though. I think the volleyball match that we had after those other people left was very intense and very fun. And our friend that one guy kept shitting on was playing wonderfully after the other people were gone.
Yeah, 'cause
So
there's just also the fact that she just was not having fun because of them.
yeah, no, they had such a horrible attitude about it all. No sportsmanship in the slightest. It was all just like, you didn't get the ball. You suck. You should be better. Like, come on, you can do better than that. And it was no, oh my gosh, yay, we scored a point. Like, let's yippee, let's do this. I don't know.
We didn't even mention the time where they straight up just stopped playing and had a conversation in the middle of us playing. And so it just, and I was serving at the time, so when either Jamal or our other friend would get the ball and hit it towards them, it would not be retrieved. It would just land next to them. And the same dude just kept throwing it back to me. Like, he did not give a shit. And then later on, had the audacity when, I don't know, I think a couple of us were playing and stuff. He was like, we gonna play? Are y'all gonna get that? Something to that effect. And I'm like, dude,
Yup.
you really just suck.
Are you still talking about the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just he would give so much sass about other people not getting balls as if he wasn't also not getting the balls and not playing super well. And it was super hypocritical and super Like anytime that he would mess up, he would give all these excuses of being like, "Oh, like it's because of this, it's because of that," as if like it wasn't the same case with anybody else.
The Ribs Podcast.
Very infuriating. And I also just I didn't like how he was just being really rude to our other friend and saying not nice things right in front of her. Like she was right there. She could hear everything.
Damn. That's not cool.
It's not. She's awesome. She brought watermelon for all of us, and it was really good.
So listen, Ribs
gosh,
podcast listeners, love you to death. Don't be rude. Be nice.
Be nice.
America. Also, sorry, I went pee and I went to get a refill. Sorry, refill. Not refuel. Refill.
Dang, you're still drinking at 1:30 in the morning? What are you, a loser?
I'm bored.
Are you lonely?
I mean,
What are you-
yeah.
okay.
I mean, come on. You're just rubbing it in now. That's not cool. You know I'm not you know I can't do anything up here by myself.
Oh, that's fair. Now I feel bad.
Hey man, talking to you guys
Hey.
gives me an excuse.
To drink?
Yeah.
I suppose so. Trust me, a couple of us will hopefully make a trip to visit you sooner rather than later. But the timing has not been great.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
Speaking of
definitely.
traveling, Kim, what's your dream country to
I knew
visit?
Oh my god.
Oh, this
Why
cannot
these
be hard. This
questions? This is-
cannot be hard. No way.
There's just so many good places.
I'll go first then.
Fine, name your top 3.
Okay, I'll go first just to help you. I'll name my top 3 as well. Number 1 is Japan, no doubt. That's like
That's a
number
good
1,
one.
but like
That's a
there's a
good
huge gap between every other country. That's just number 1, like it's on its own tier.
Mhm.
Number 2 would maybe be, I'd probably say maybe Germany, honestly.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Mainly it's because my dad lived in Germany for a year. He said it was a very beautiful country, very good food, very good people. Yeah, stuff like that. Culture.
Mhm.
Number 3. This. You know what? The third one might be a little bit hard. I'll just say the UK, I guess.
Mm.
I don't know.
You want blood and food in it?
I like the accent.
There's so many accents.
There's a lot
What
of
are you
accents.
talking about?
In UK, there's a bunch of accents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you said accent like there was one.
Sorry, I meant
Like
plural.
no,
Plural.
there's
Plural.
so
I watch a
many.
lot of. I mean, I also watch a lot of UK-based YouTubers as well. You know, you got the London accent, the Birmingham, the Scouse, and then you just
No,
have like the
that's
other
true.
4 nations, the other 3 nations that people forget about.
Isn't it like Wales, Ireland, and
Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England or UK.
That's Scotland's a part of it.
No, not UK. England.
But okay, Kim, has that jump started your preferences?
I think Japan is really fun. I do really want to go there. Or Korea.
Oh, you know what? I was
Also-
gonna say if I didn't put UK, I would say Korea.
Mhm.
Number 3, I kind of mixed in with a bunch of other countries, but Korea is also a really cool place I visit.
Mhm. I think Spain could be really fun. They have a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah. My dad loves Spain. That's his number 1.
Mhm.
He-
I mean,
he-
Spain does seem like it'd be cool to go to.
He I mean, I don't know if he's gonna do this, but he always talks about how he wants to retire to Spain, and he went there. He went there for spring break with my mom. Actually, he loves it. It wasn't really a good trip for him though, because he broke his foot the first day.
Oh, no.
Oh, I remember
God.
you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I do hear a lot of good things about Spain.
Mhm. Yeah, I want to go to Norway, simply just because I went there when I was like really, really little, and I don't remember much, but I do remember these trolls. It's just like troll statues, and I want to go see them again.
Oh, okay, statue. I thought you were like your little kid imagination was like, I saw these little leprechaun looking dudes, and I gotta go. I gotta go find them.
I,
I
I've,
gotta
I've,
go back.
I've actually been in Norway before as well. I think back in 2016. My
Ooh.
dad has a family, or not family friend. One of his work colleagues he met actually in Germany lives there, and I
Ooh.
like Norway too. The only thing I didn't like that, or it wasn't really I didn't like, is I never got used to it. Was we went during the summer, and there's only like 5 hours of nighttime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was very hard to adjust. So it'd be like 10 p.m. and just sunset,
Mhm.
and we'd be told by like, you know, my dad's friend, go to sleep, be quiet. And I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't know it was 10 p.m. And then we wake up,
Damn.
and then I'd wake up at like 5 a.m., 4:30 or 5
Mhm.
a.m., being like, oh my god, it's already like 7 in the morning, but it's only 5:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I think it was pretty jet laggy as well, the whole time.
Fair.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. That's kind of how it was when I went to Alaska actually, one time.
Oh, I want to go to Alaska. I've never been.
It's really fun. I have some family up there, but we went fishing, and I caught a huge king salmon.
Oh, you know what? I
Yeah.
never asked you. How was their crawfish boil?
Oh my god, my mic was not picking up for a second. It was really fun. I had a good time. I actually got really tired. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
was it was really fun. A lot of people, a lot of talking to people. The crawfish was good. But I did get really, really tired halfway through, and I took like a really small nap, and then and then I got up, tried to wake myself up, and we went to play cornhole. And just as I had started to like wake up from the like slight physical exertion of cornhole, everybody was like, "Let's go inside. Let's go play a card game and sit and not move." And I was like, that sounds horrible. I am barely staying awake right now. So I went around telling everybody, I'm gonna go sprint down the street to try to wake myself up. And so I went out to the front yard, to the street, and I stood there for a bit. And I was like, this is kind of weird. This is kind of a weird thing to do. And I was kind of second guessing myself. But then everybody started walking out, and to see me sprint down the street, I guess. And I turned to everyone. I said, let's race. Let's race down the street. It'll make it less awkward for me. Please, please, guys. Please run with me. And so we all ran and sprinted down the street, which was really fun. Vigas took 3 steps.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. That's pretty far for him.
That's
It was we were like, are you gonna run with us? And he was like, sure. And they said ready, set, go, and we all took off, and he took like max 3. I don't even know if he made it 3 steps. And he just kind of stopped. But yeah, it was fun though. Jamal made it. Jamal beat me just barely, but it was fun. It was good stuff. Good time. Then we went back in, played cards, and I was awake. So
That's good.
Yes, this is a very fun
I
time.
wish.
But also
I
Rancho.
am sorry I didn't get to go to. I couldn't go to that. Was that the same week as Isaiah? Was that the same week as your graduation party? Or was that the week?
Nope, it was the
before?
week after. You
Oh.
just like not going to anything.
Okay, that's not true.
yeah.
Anyway, you never asked me what 3 places I'd want to go to.
I don't care about you anymore. You keep demeanoring me. demeaning me. Whatever the fucking word is.
Demeanoring?
Whatever the word is. Shut the fuck up. Don't. See, you're bullying me. This is bullying. Okay, stop it.
Being demeaning to me.
Next topic. Okay, I'm kidding. What are your top 3 countries, Isaiah, that you'd want to visit or stay?
Well, okay. The third one is kind of. It might be a bit of a controversial answer, but number 1, I'd want to go to Scotland. I really want to go there. Love the freaking accent, and I've heard the weather's temperate. I believe. I think it's decently cloudy.
Yeah, all of the UK is pretty cloudy. Yeah.
Yeah. Second, also Japan. It just seems like a cool place to visit, honestly.
Yeah.
The third place is not a country. I feel like you know in your heart, Rancho, what I'm gonna say, but I really want to go to Wisconsin.
Oh my god, I was thinking that. I would knew it.
I knew it.
No way.
The Ribs Podcast.
Oh my god. There's no way.
Please, we never went.
Dude, the meme went so hard that you became the meme. You really want to do it.
It was never a meme.
Did you?
I want.
Kim, you realize okay, Kim, do you realize that Isaiah initially thought we were going to Wisconsin instead of Arkansas?
I was joking. I knew we weren't going to Wisconsin.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I knew you were gonna switch it up to that. I am positive. I guess y'all didn't know me as well back then to know that for the most part, I play the fool.
I guess we
not
took you too
always
serious.
actually the fool.
We didn't realize how much of a jokester you were back then.
Yeah. Suppose not. But no. I've been wanting to go to Wisconsin. No one wants to go with me. Think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy.
Okay, hold on. I didn't say I don't want to go to Wisconsin. I've never said I don't want to go to Wisconsin. We haven't actually planned when we wanted to go, and also, let's be fair, we don't have people that want to commit to go to Wisconsin.
Exactly. No one wants to go.
Wisconsin isn't even a real state or country. It's not real. Name one city. Name one city in Wisconsin.
Madison.
You're thinking of Wyoming.
What's in Wisconsin?
Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, you Kim. I'm asking Isaiah, not you. God damn it.
Sorry.
Hey, I was gonna say Green. I was gonna say Green Bay.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Wait, are you?
Yeah. Shit. That's why they called the Packers or the Cheeseheads.
I didn't know where Green Bay was. I didn't know what state it was.
Yeah, I bet you did, you dipshit.
Shut the fuck up. You're not going to Wisconsin ever with me.
Yes, I am.
No.
Yeah, with you, yeah, probably not, because who needs you?
No, I want to go. No, I'm kidding. I want to go to Wisconsin too. I want to go to all the states in the Midwest. Honestly, I've been to Chicago and there, right? But
Chicago's really fun.
I want to see the Great Lakes as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is there to do on the Great Lakes?
You
See that they're there?
Boat.
You looked at them.
Yeah.
Boat.
You dip your toesies in.
Is that where the? Is the Niagara Falls connected to one of the lakes, or am I tripping?
No, I don't believe
I know.
so.
Okay, I know it's part of Canada. I know it's
just like New York, I think.
Yeah, it's.
Is it? Okay. I've been there. Okay. This is gonna sound bad. I've been there too, but I was really young when I went. I didn't know if it was like part of New York, or it was near like part of the Great Lakes. I don't know. I forgot.
No, it is
Oh my
not. I
gosh.
was just about to mention how I do want to do the Niagara Falls, though.
No, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
I stole something from the Niagara Falls gift shop when I was a kid.
I'm gonna send this recording to the FBI.
You know, this is what happens when you don't get your ass beat enough. You start stealing. Okay.
Are we going back to that topic now?
Even gentle
trust.
parenting does not work.
I got
It's
my
not
ass beat
going
a
back to
couple
the
times.
topic. It's a callback, Rancho. It's a callback.
Okay.
I went and I saw this little dolphin that said my name on it, and I was like, cool, and I grab it, and then I have on the way back to the car, I think we had gotten far enough away to where it was like we were far. Nobody was gonna go back. And I go to my parents, and I thought I was so sly. I thought I was so slick. I said, look, I found this necklace on the floor, and it says my name on it.
That is so you. That is such a Kim thing to steal.
Yeah.
They look me dead in the
Yeah.
face. They're like, "Oh my god, you fucking piece of shit! What the fuck?" Like, what do you mean you found this on the ground and it happened to say your name?
That's so cute.
Uh,
How old were you when you did this?
Yeah.
I don't know, single digit age, I think, but I'm like 9 probably.
Well, we've all, let's admit, we've all stolen something in our life from a store, right?
I don't think I have.
Isaiah, don't lie. Come on, don't leave us
I
hanging.
really don't
leave
think
us
I
hanging.
have.
We're not criminals. Listeners, we're
Hey,
not criminals.
I don't associate with your. Okay, not associate. I don't relate to your criminal activities.
I
Okay,
do not associate.
I'm. No. Don't finish that quote. But no, you know me. I'm a straight arrow edge. One of those. I'm a straight arrow. You know, I'm a goody two shoes. I ain't doing all that.
You know what? Since Kim admitted it, I'll admit to stealing something right now.
But yeah, you were already ready to admit it.
I was. Hey, shout out to Paul. Paul, I love you. My Oklahoma State
Oh my gosh.
buddy. Actually, he's the
From
influence of
Walmart.
why this happened. Or not even like, but yeah. There's like a little like a campus store called, I forgot what it's called actually, in Oklahoma State, that we always complain that it was overpriced for all the food that they had. And Paul was really good at just sneaking away with certain things, you know, just being nonchalant about it. And actually, at first, I didn't even know he was stealing. I just saw him like I was just confused because he'd walk in, like because there was an entrance and then there's a separate exit door, but he'd walk in through the entrance and then nonchalant just walk out the entrance door as well. And then I'd meet him outside, and then every time I went to his dorm, he had like a huge stack of like White Castle sliders, and like a bunch of like Gatorade bottles. And I'm like, dude, how big is your meal plan? What the hell? How much money do you have? And then he's like, dude, just come with me, trust me. And then I go in, I get probably like some fried rice, and like I also get the White Castle stuff. And then he gets like his stuff. And he's like, okay, bro, now follow me. I know a trick. I'm like, okay, maybe he knows someone that'll like, I don't know, give us a discount or something. I don't know. And then I just follow him, and then next thing I know, I am outside of the building completely. Like, the store is inside of a building, so you go through a building and then into another, like kind of like a mall almost. And I realized I was outside the building completely. I'm like, wait, I didn't pay for anything. She's like, exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Like, wow. Paul, you're a business major. What is this? He's like, this is the real business.
Oh my
This is
god.
the-
The shady business.
Yeah. We had one friend that did like really shady stuff. He'd sell the things that he took from the store, and then eventually he got caught. Actually, it was not very good.
Ooh.
I
But
bet.
he that's when I started to. I did that for a while actually. That semester. I'll admit that.
Damn.
But I had an
Yeah, you
accomplice.
learned
Who
the
I had
tricks.
an accomplice. So I'm not going down alone. FBI, if you're listening, and I know you are, I'm not a criminal.
Nope, not at all. No criminals in
pretty-
this podcast.
I'm with Bernie
Criminal
Sanders.
behavior.
I'm with Bernie Sanders. Free college. Everything is too much. Lower the tariffs. Get me a job.
Please.
I'm once again asking you to make me a sandwich.
Yeah. America, I shit you not. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
There was
Yeah. Great
speaking of being a goody two shoes, and actually not being a goody two shoes. When I was in 7th grade, we were doing this exam, this test, and the girl next to me, she was like, actually no, she went there, sat next to me, stared at my test the entire time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was basically copying off at me, and then we get to like the short answer part of the exam, and we kind of just have our like dividers in a way to where she can just like see all of my questions and I can see hers, and so I think I copied maybe one question, one of the short answer questions, but I made sure to change it up, make it look different. Like I just needed like an idea to go off of, but it was just the one question, and then we move on, and the short answer part was taken on a different day than the multiple choice, and we had been comparing our multiple choice questions, and she noticed that there was one question that she had gotten marked off on that I hadn't, but we had the same answer.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, oh, we should tell the teacher this. We should show her that our answers are different. As if we hadn't been staring at each other's short answer questions and had very similar answers. And me thinking, oh, whatever, I guess. It'll be fine. I go up there, we compare the answers, and the teacher goes, oh, okay, cool, I'll fix that later. Next thing I know, I'm getting called to the principal's office.
Wow.
And I sit down, and I sit down in there, and the principal just pulls out 2 papers that look identical, except for one singular question, which was the one question that I copied from her. All the other ones were like exactly the same. And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, there's no way. And so I'm just sitting there bawling in the principal's office because little tiny Kim could not handle the pressure. Even my coach walked in and everything and witnessed all of it, and she was like, oh, she's a good kid. She's a good kid, you know. Maybe we should just be a little more chill about it. I don't know. So I got like a Thursday class and everything was fine, but yeah, no, I left the principal's office, and the other girl was there too, and we just kind of walked to the bathroom together. Just walked in there, grabbed some paper towels. We were just wiping our eyes before we went back to class. Yeah.
I've never like been pulled out. None of like, okay, during high school, middle school, and elementary, I've never like done any cheating, and in elementary and college, I definitely did. But in my freshman year of college, I found a dude that, or I didn't find, but a dude did cheat off of me in one of my exams. And when you're caught cheating in college, that's horrible, because that's just academic integrity. And you get like, and the strike you can get for that, depending on how bad the thing was, is very severe. This guy got like one of the worst strikes ever, because we were taking like a Linux class, I think. Oh no, it was CS1, and we had to submit like a report or like a worksheet or something. And then this guy I knew, he was in my high school, so I was like, okay, I'll help him out, because he was like, he texted me, he's like, yeah, I need to. Is it okay if I compare my answers to you, because I missed this lecture? I don't know if I did this assignment right. I'm like, yeah, sure, it's fine, whatever, you can look at it. I sent it to him, right? And then I get an email like 2 days later saying you're being pulled in for an academic integrity call. I'm like, fuck, what? That does not make sense. And then I see like it's CC'd to me, and then the guy I sent it to, I'm like, okay, well, either I'm being like framed, or he just did something stupid. And then it was just a Zoom call with the professor, a counselor that's in charge of like that stuff, and then
Mhm.
just me, and they weren't talking about the other guy. They were gonna talk to him in a separate call.
Mhm.
And what I saw was he took my report. He didn't even
Mhm.
like he crossed out my name and then typed his name over my name.
Oh my
That is
god.
all he did, and then submitted it. And my first thought was,
What the fuck?
why the fuck did you didn't even at least like retype it or like do your own thing. You literally just took my PDF print and just crossed out my name and put your name on top. And keep in mind,
What the fuck?
this report was handwritten. And then
Oh my
Oh.
he just took
God.
my report. He basically put it on like Adobe or something, crossed out my name with a highlighter, and then typed his name. So it already looks stupid as hell.
Mhm.
So the
Interesting.
good thing was the call was, okay, we want to tell you that someone did copy your work and submit it as their own, but
Mhm.
it's technically a violation to share your work. But it's not like a severe. They knew it wasn't severe just because they know realistically that people do this all the time. They show each other work to check answers and stuff. And technically in the class you're allowed to collaborate, but you're not allowed to like submit other people's work, right? So they gave me
Right.
a
Yeah.
warning, like just make sure this doesn't happen again and don't share your work word for word all the time, right?
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, so sorry, thank you. And the checker that they used was crazy. It was like they were able to like it was probably like some other Adobe like professor software. They're able to like take off the typing and the highlighting and just see like the original, right? And I'm like, well, okay, well, this guy is screwed. And then 2 weeks later, I find out that he's just completely like expelled from the college.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
god.
And I mean, 2 weeks later was like that was probably around when school ended anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I find out that like he doesn't go to the college anymore. He goes to like some community college in Texas now. I'm like, damn. And he has to like he's starting over his I think he had to start over his degree just because he also failed a bunch of classes.
Oh, well, I can imagine.
And
Yeah.
because when you do that, you get in Oklahoma. I don't know if it's the same thing in Texas colleges or Texas State, but if you have they put if you're in violation of academic integrity on the report card, it says F streak, which is an F with an exclamation point, which
Mhm.
basically is like it's in your records that you've violated academic integrity. So even if you do well the second time in the class, and like whatever, on your report card forever it'll say academic integrity. Like you've been caught. You failed this class because you cheated.
Oh.
So yeah, that I was so afraid I was gonna get that because I would have been like that's such
Mhm.
bullshit. I was trying to help someone out because
Mhm.
at the same time I was like yeah I was just trying to help him because he said he missed a class, right? He told me that. I wasn't
Mhm.
like trying to give
Mm-hmm.
him my work. I mean I guess I did, but it's like I was doing it out of like respect. Like he missed like I just wanted to help him, right? But
Right.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
that was like the only time I feared for my life for something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a rough
See,
day.
when I think of past stuff, I go back to my freshman year of high school, where there was two instances in the same year for the same class, but it was with two different teachers because I think like a little past halfway to the school year, my first teacher, she had to leave for some reason, and so we had like a permanent sub who ended up just staying as the resident geometry teacher. The first instance being that me, me and a friend of mine in the class, it wasn't a cheating situation. It was like um, we looked afterwards when we got the test back, and we had a lot of similar answers, just because they were the right answers.
Mhm.
Uh,
Right.
but no, okay, we thought they were a lot of the right answers, but looking back at them, like three of the questions were wrong, and we answered both of them the same way, but only he was penalized for them And I was not. She just marked them right on mine.
Oh,
Uh, and I was like, I don't know if we should tell her
The
because
Ribs Podcast.
I don't want to get my grade docked, but also that sucks for you. So I think we ended up pointing that out to her, and I don't think I was penalized. I think she was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you got those wrong." But she let me keep the points because she already put it in. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Bernie.
Uh,
Good
so
job.
that was I was like, "Okay, cool." I didn't get penalized for that. But then later on in the year when we had the sub, um, we we had taken another test, and uh, our teacher was calling us up individually to hand us our tests and just like show us our grades. And what this one girl, she was pretty smart. He walked up, or she walked up to him, and he was like, "Man, you did really well on this test. You got 100." And basically giving her praise for that. He was like, "Yeah, no, dude, you were like one of the only ones who got 100. Uh, good job." And then eventually, when I got called up, he was just like, "Oh yeah, here's your test." I flip it over. I got 100, but I'm just like, "Damn."
The fuck?
What?
Oh,
Why did you give her all this freaking praise and I was just freaking chopped liver? I'm like, okay, uh, thanks, and that was that. But that just
oh,
stuck with me. I was just
yeah.
like, wow, did I do something to him that made him not like me? And
Yeah, you killed his firstborn.
I I hope not. He wasn't even married yet. He was talking about how he was gonna be, but
You cursed his firstborn, actually, with that exam.
I should have. And freaking giving all that praise to that one girl. Oh, you got 100. Oh man, that's really good. And yeah, here's your test, bud. Go sit down. Like, fuck me, I guess. Damn, I really don't know what I did. It made me sad.
Aw, that is really
But
sad.
Yeah, that is.
do you think we should wrap this up because me and Kim are yawning?
True. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had some intense games of pickleball earlier, so we gotta recuperate.
This is true.
Yeah. All right.
And also, we plan on watching the Lego Movie in 7.5 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Oh wait. Well, I guess it's 2:20 in the morning. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
yeah,
I won't
so,
lie, I dozed off for half a second.
so Kimothy, any closing remarks for our adoring fans and lovely audience?
Don't be an asshole while you're playing volleyball. You can be an asshole at other times, but not while you're playing volleyball because that's poor sportsmanship.
That's fair. I also thought you were, instead of saying anything, we're just gonna do your signature like, yeah,
The mic genuinely won't pick it up.
yeah, it cut out. It cut out.
I could see like the little green circle popping up and then disappearing rapidly. But genuinely, it doesn't want to hear it. It doesn't want to hear it. It doesn't want to hear the true Kim.
No. Well, it's because I don't think our audience can handle it anyway. Not yet.
You can only hear
Not
this
yet.
on the Ribs podcast. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah. Yes. As they say in Canada, buenas noches, amigos.